What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Trey the Brute Daniels, and we got ourselves a TV show review. And today, today we're going to be reviewing the first episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. My word, this was a viewing experience, to say the least. Heavenly Father. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And we're going to keep the exact same format that we did with some of my other reviews. We're going to give the good bits a up and the bad bits a down. Bear with me. We're going to get through this. Oh my goodness. Okay, just a pretense. I know this show was not for me. Let me just say that out. Just straight up. It was not for me. But I'm going to break things down as fairly and evenly as I can. Let's just get started. Ew. So, I shouldn't have put this image here. It's a bad frame. So, we start things off with Jennifer Walters in her office. And she is practicing her closing statements for her trial. And she mentions about those with power have the responsibility to defend those without it and whatever. And she's going through her speech. She has her best friend that's like, yas, you know. And then, of course, she has a partner, a white guy, of course. And he's like, you're like, no, give it to me. I'll do it. You know, I'm the best, whatever. His name escapes. I think his name is Dennis. If his name is Dennis, I think he was in one of the old comic runs. So, canon character, but of course he's useless. So as they're about to go out, Jennifer of course breaks the fourth wall and basically tells us, hey, she knows that we're not interested in her court case at all. Which is true. And she wants to see, and you want to see Hulk stuff, which is also true. And so then the whole thing becomes a flashback. Okay, so man. So apparently the origin of She-Hulk has been completely changed. Just for those that aren't familiar, the OG, far superior version of She-Hulk's origin was that she was shot by gangsters when Bruce was about to come and reveal his secret to her that he's the Hulk. She was shot. He then had to take her to the hospital. There's no other donor. She's going to die. And so he knows he has to save her life. So he, sacrifices, everything. He knows like, hey, I don't want to spread this disease to anybody else, but I want to save my cousin. And so he gives her the blood transfusion. And then, of course, later on, it calls her to transform and all that great stuff. Because because Bruce is a hero. But we don't do that anymore. So we're in a car driving down the road to Nobody Cares. Who Caresville. And as she is obsessing over Captain America's virginity. What? Whatever. And talking about eating Cheetos with chopsticks. I mean, it's just nonsense conversation. Whatever. Out of nowhere, a Sakaar messenger ship just drops. I mean, out of nowhere, drops. She, of course, swerves, crashes the car. Now, of course, when she crashes the car, and I mean, they took a major tumble. I mean, this was a bad accident. She's fine. She has a cut on her arm. I mean, she's what, 112 pounds tops. This vehicle flipped like eight times going downhill. She ain't got no concussion, nothing. She just cut her arm. Bruce, of course, is stuck in there because we have to have him be saved. Of course. And he ends up getting cut, and he starts bleeding, and his blood happens to drop right into her wound. Drop right into her open wound, and then she immediately transforms in a reflection because they want the big reveal. Say what? Whatever. This whole origin spot is absolutely. First of all, this whole thing is just a bunch of terrible coincidences that doesn't make any sense. Especially even if you're comparing it, if you compare it to the original, of course, it doesn't even come close. But just as far as like an origin story of how you get your abilities, it's completely crazy, nonsensical, and of course, we have to make sure she still looks like a hero. This is weird. It's dumb down. Oh, yeah, of course. So after she awakens from her Hulk rage subsiding, she winds up at a bar and she's in the bathroom and she's looking kind of roughed up, and a group of ladies come in. I use that term loosely. A group of ladies come in and start putting pimp clothes on her and high heels and saying you don't need no man and he's trash. I mean, just all types of stuff. And of course, dropped every pronoun there is because we need that. It was very. I don't even know what the point of this was. And then they try to put makeup. I mean, it was so weird and out of place. So then she leaves out of the bathroom, and then of course we have some gentlemen. Okay, full disclosure: every dude in this show that's featured is terrible and or useless. So these gentlemen start catcalling her, and of course they want a piece of the action. And she transforms into the Hulk and has every intention on killing them. Every intention on killing these gentlemen for catcalling her. Now, are these people sleazebags? Sure. Why are all men depicted this way? You know, Yas Queen. Got it. So Hulk comes out of nowhere and tackles her, and next you know, we cut to the next scene. This whole scene was just filler nonsense just to get a whole I don't need no man. We just don't need for it. It was literally, you could have removed the scene and missed nothing. We could have just had her wake up at the lab or wake up at Bruce's house. But you had this random scene just to establish men are bad, and guess what? This getting a down. Ridiculous. Then it just gets from bad to worse. So, okay. So, Bruce reveals that, hey, Jennifer, your DNA is similar to mine because they're cousins, obviously. And therefore, the radiation didn't kill you and it gives you a transformation. And he started to study her DNA while she was unconscious. It doesn't really say how long. While she's unconscious. And he found a way to synthesize whatever part of her DNA to help heal his arm, which was great. So I'm like, okay, cool. This might be a cool little thing they bond over. I'm like, oh man, you finally fixed your arm. No, she takes it as an opportunity to say how great she is or how amazing she is. Like, oh, I guess I'm better than you. I'm like, wait a minute, where's that coming from? And he says like, no, you're not better. You're just different because you have different physiology, different DNA. Which makes a whole lot of sense to me, but they had to go and paint it in some way of she's better than Bruce. And that's pretty much the whole this whole episode is just like, oh, she's the best already. She doesn't need training. She doesn't need assistance from her cousin, which is insane. And so he brings out a syllabus about like all the stuff, all his research, all the things that he's been doing, all throughout being the Hulk all these years. And she just rubs it in his face. Basically saying like, oh, you've been doing this for this long, this year, 10 years, 15 years. You wasted your time. Like I'm already the best. And I'm sitting there like, yo, this is your chance to really console your cousin for dealing with a struggle. This is our chance for the audience to be endeared to you, to see that you're a kind, nice, warm person that can sympathize with someone that's been struggling with, more or less, a chronic disease for many, many years. But you take it as an opportunity, once again, writing, to be like, Yas Queen. Bruh. No one wants to see that kind of garbage. It's ridiculous. So he puts her in this chamber to try to trigger her transformations, and you've seen it in the trailer of Bazillion telling, oh my god, you're gonna kill me, blah 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 blah. So she breaks, you saw her break the saws in the trailers and whatever, and then she busts out and she's all like hulking out, and then Bruce just trying to calm her down using like trigger words like for horses, like whoa, and she's like, why are you talking like a horse? And he's like, oh, you don't have a second personality, you don't have another person with your hand on the wheel. And she's like, nah, because I'm in control and I'm great. And then there's no arc here. It's just like, oh, she just can do everything. She can do anything. She doesn't need help. It's just, I'm great. I have no reason to need your help. This is crazy, bro. This is not Jennifer Walters at all. Jennifer Walters was calm, collective, and a little erotic sometimes because erotic. Oh yeah, I don't want it. she had confidence issues. She had confidence issues, but when she became the Hulk, she loved being the Hulk. She like this is something that she embraced. This character is not her. This girl is just a narcissistic, mean-spirited person, and we'll get more into that. So this whole lab scene really was a good opportunity to try to establish what kind of character she is. They failed at it tremendously down. Now we get to the training montage. Now, personally, I enjoyed the training montage. Just seeing them do Hulk things, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing them jump and punch and break stuff, and you know, I enjoyed it. Like it was okay, and them actually being playful together, like Bruce like pushing off the cliff and all that other cool stuff. Like there was interaction, there was banter, there was cool stuff like that. Like of course they had a couple of the yeah, oh yeah, I'm the lady, hear me roar, whatever. And that bothers me, but I was trying to look for something to take from this show that I could enjoy, and this was the scene. The scenes, the training montage, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the bar scene because once again, I think this was more because of the actors. They really had good chemistry together, and I like them playing off each other. It actually felt natural when they're actually just, you know, sitting there just talking with each other and just being family, you know? Like, that stuff was cool. Drinking at the bar, talking about the origin of Tony Stark and all that stuff, helping him with his bar. And, you know, like, that stuff was cool. So, those scenes, the training montage, the stuff at the bar, that stuff was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead and give that an up. Then the worst scenes of this show, this episode, came through loud and clear, and I felt myself getting legitimately upset. So Bruce is once again trying to share his knowledge with his cousin and be like, "Hey, look, there's some things you gotta worry about. You're a Hulk now," and all that stuff. And she just throws it all in his face. And she told it all in his face, like, "Oh, I don't need this. I can control myself whenever I feel like it. I'm always angry because I'm a woman and I'm always under stress," and all this crap that she's just throwing in his face. This is a man that took out of the goodness of his heart, wanted to help you and train you and get you up to speed on something you have no idea about. You have no control over. You are now a superhero or a monster being, and now you are just a master of it instantly. Once again shows no growth or no obstacle or nothing to overcome. She's just great automatically, which is a symptom to a much bigger disease with all these women in these shows. All these women are just narcissistic monsters. Why can't anyone just be cool? And I think this one really wounds me the most because Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, is is my favorite heroine of all time. And to see that her character is being butchered this way, it wounds me. I'm not even disappointed, it's wounding. So anyway, it goes into this tirade about you, and she just throws, I mean, it's so mean-spirited. She throws it in his face, saying that you're alone, you have no friends, you got nothing, you sacrifice your life for I mean, like, literally demeaning, tearing down, and breaking down everything that he has sacrificed in his life and his research means nothing because she is superior to him. It is a nightmare, and I felt my eyes roll to the back of my spine. It was insane. So after that, after she engages in attempted vehicular manslaughter, by hitting him with his own Jeep that she was trying to steal. Anyway, they end up having what I'm going to call a fight. Now, in my headcanon, in my headcanon, it's just Bruce was just holding back and not trying to hurt his cousin. Not trying to hit her and all that other stuff like that because he can actually do her real harm. That's what's happening in my headcanon. Now, what was depicted on screen was an Abomination. Well, I wish Abomination was on screen because maybe I could get actually legitimate action sequences. But he does the sonic clap, gamma clap, whichever one you prefer. And, and then she tries to do it, she doesn't do it, but then she immediately gets out. She immediately gets it. She immediately is better. Man, and then they just start to fight like she's God, that CGI is bad. They begin to fight and tussle and roll around, and she's throwing them around and punching them in the face. I'm just sitting like, what the heck is going on? This is not what anybody wants to see, and this is not how this would have went down. That's not Jennifer Walters. That's not her. It's just a mean-spirited monster being. So they fight and fight and fight until they end up breaking the bar that they were hanging out at. So then they make up or whatever, and she breaks the fourth wall, saying that he's not happy for it, whatever, about going back to her normal life because her life is superior to his because Yas Queen, whatever. And and then the ham-fisted apology. Oh my God. So she apologizes for bringing out the fact that his life is not gone the way that she believes it should have. That's not an apology. Your apology is, hey, sorry for, brushing you off and not accepting your help or not being a good family member or friend or throwing your struggle back into your face. That's an apology. She apologized for bringing up that she's great. I can't. All this sequence is absolutely disgusting, detestable, terrible behavior. The answer is down. Holy crap. So she leaves, and she's in the courtroom. And, of course, once again, Dennis, I believe his name is like, you better not screw this up, girlie. You better not screw this up. Because, he's a man and he's bad. Obviously. And she's about to make her closing statements. And the most baffling thing I have ever seen happens.
Oh, yeah!
Titania busts through the courtroom like the Kool-Aid Man. And I went from like this, and then I was like, what the heck is going on? I mean, no provocation, no reason to be in there. She just comes in there, and good look at who's doing these costumes. But she just comes in there, and then Jennifer's friend, her assistant, is like, hey, yo, it's time to Hulk up and do something. Even though she spent the entire episode talking about, oh, I don't need to Hulk up. I got a real life. Blah, 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 blah. She just takes her shoes off. She hulks up, catches a desk that Titania tried to throw or something, and then just punched her. No, excuse me. Titania tried to do the Liu Kang kick from Mortal Kombat. And then Jim Wall just catches her with her right. She flies into the wall. Fight over. Nobody knows why. What happened? Nobody knows anything. It's insane. And then she changes back. It's like, I want to proceed with my closing argument. This is the most outrageous nonsense I've laid my eyes on in a while. This is dumb, stupid, nonsensical garbage of the highest order, and I'm ashamed that I've even made my eyes bleed watching this scene. Granted, the scene was hysterical, so that's kind of funny, but it's getting it down. It's just so stupid. The whole episode is just so stupid. Who's writing this? Who's writing? Oh, and that's pretty much how the episode closed. Oh, wait, no, there's an end credit scene of Hulk confirming that Steve Rogers lost his virginity. This is stupid. All this stuff is stupid. All this is bad. This entire episode was horrid from start to finish. I went in this joint with an open mind, and my God, I hate the fact that I actually went in this joint with an open mind. I feared the worst, but I was hoping for the best, and literally all my fears came true. Episode 1 gets a big old fat down. I am through. I am through. This is bad. I knew the show was gonna be bad, but like a part of me just wants it to be competent. Like, I know I'm gonna get all the Yas Queen Slay and all that other garbage, but you couldn't even give me a story arc within this episode. She's already great. She's already the best. She didn't have to learn anything. Literally, the training montage meant nothing because she can already do everything. She didn't learn anything from Bruce at all, except how to steal his DNA and then, you know, be great. I got 8 more weeks of this crap. Oh my god, I can't. I've seen enough. Okay. So what'd you guys think about She-Hulk episode 1? Let me know in the comment section below, or hit me up on any of the social medias you see over there. And I'm so burnt out from this. And they didn't even explain what the Sakaar ship. I mean, they try like, we'll get to that later. No. I'm more interested in why the Sakaar ship dropped in front of you, caused you to crash, and didn't help you. Okay, whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. You all have been awesome, and I'll catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the Spinwiz app and check out my comic series, Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.